Sanji, good morning everyone. Looks like, again, all-time highs, huh? We just can't, these bulls just pushed all-time highs during the overnight session. All right, 7 minutes to the open, let's move along. All right, so this is where we were last night. This was my trade for last night. Let's bend this range. Can you hear me? All right, let's see what these bulls do. They are on a roll lately. All-time highs being set during the overnight. That's not too used to that. A lot of disturbance in the audio. There may be. Let me connect on my phone real quick. Oh, it's my mic connection? Okay, let me try the mic. Hold on. How about now? Oh, it's my mic connection? Okay, let me try the mic. Hold on. How about now? All right, perfect. All right, I think we're good now. Thank you, Sanji, for that. All right, so these bulls, overnight high again, all-time highs. All right, so we're in this little range up here. This is what we were trading last night. We pushed out of this level, created a wider range, which I would think is going to be the range to watch today if we come back down there to test. All right, so it's basically been a pop, consolidation bull flag, pop, is this consolidation bull flag, and right past, oh, man. One thing I don't want to do is short this, but it's also going to be tricky to long all-time highs, so we're going to be patient today. Good morning to everyone. So this, if you weren't tuned, this was my trade from yesterday morning, that quick one and done. Then we had a little pullback. Then during power hour, we blasted through. Came into this area of consolidation during the overnight session. I traded this last night, that trade. And now we're back into a pop, into a consolidation zone. So if we can get some type of pullback down here, that'd be an interesting entry. If it's going to fall apart and we have further continuation to the downside, we'll have to watch. I'm not too sure I want to short these bulls. Bulls have been in control. No significant pullback. The market just keeps going up. Crazy. All right, well, good morning. Good morning to everyone. I need some coffee. I'm still sleeping. Well, let's see what we get today. It's going to be tricky. Vincent and Ella, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. 2 minutes to the open. Casino opens in 2 minutes. Again, these bulls setting all-time highs during the overnight session. It's going to be tricky to short this. So potentially looking at a pullback into this overnight range from last night. A retest of this 520 area potentially. If they're just going to go, bulls are in control and blast this to the moon, man, unbelievable market. All right, let's see. Today, do we have any red folder events? We do have news at 10 a.m. We have 10 a.m. Not red. Yep, red folder event at 10 a.m. Consumer confidence. Jolts. We have a yellow at 9 a.m. All right, so a little bit of news. All right, let the volatility begin. Market opens in 20 seconds. All right, market is now open. Let's see what they're going to do. Morning Shark Trends. Man, these bulls all-time high again being set during the overnight. All right, they're pushing. Here's that push above overnight high. Like I said, as much as I want to find a juicy short, I'm not sure I can short freaking bullish market like this. But let's see if we get any pullback. Bulls are clearly in control in every time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute. It's tough to short this, but it's also hard to get on a long without a pullback. See if we get any type of pullback or any pattern to hop on. There's a test of overnight high. A potential pullback down to this area would be sweet. I don't know if the bulls are going to allow that today. It seems like they just want to push through 600 for all-time highs. Crazy. All right, watching for any significant pullback we can get on this. Timothy, we're all waiting for the big short, right? How far can this market continue to go up? But just when you think it can't go further up, it will. Market's continuing to push. Yeah, I agree with the higher it goes, the harder it falls, but this won't give a juicy short yet anytime soon. All right, so they're clearly pushing this today. Wow. This is the deer in headlights trade where they just grind this up with no pullback. All right, I'm gonna hop on with these bulls. Let's see if we can get a trade in. If we take too much drawdown, then I'll clip it. There is an ascending channel that I'm watching here. Potential 660 target on this, or higher if they push. All right, looks like they're struggling up there. I'm watching this channel. If they flush below the channel, then I'll have to close it. If they can keep that channel and continue up, then I'll ride the channel for 20, 30 points if possible. Struggling at the top of this channel now. See if we can get the pop. Can you give me 80 today? It is in a channel, so there's going to be some up and down, up and down. I'm watching for the break of that channel to cut the trade. Otherwise, we're going to ride it for a little bit. Starting to fade out. Come on, bulls. Give us your show today. Give us your show. $650 may be it for this move, so I'm watching for potential drastic pullback, and I'll feel it. They want to push above this pivot point. They're going to do it now, and they're going to do it quick. Otherwise, this is the end of this move for now. There we go. They're going to do it quick. All right, good. That's 650 pivot point.
If they're going to push above that, they're going to push quickly. And pretty much. All right, a little rejection there at that pivot point. Unable to push above the pivot point, at least for now. Struggling at that pivot point. We're still in the channel, so my entry is the bottom of that channel right now, so they may take it all the way back down here for a test of the 9. I prefer a push above that pivot quickly, but NASDAQ never makes it easy. All right, failure at that channel it's looking like. So, failure at the pivot point, sorry. All right, touch the bottom of that channel. Let's see if we can continue up, or this is it for the move for now. He wants that 9 EMA test. See if the 9 EMA can continue to hold this move. But it's struggling up there. All right, that's the 9 EMA attempting to provide a bounce. Not a significant bounce above that pivot point. That pivot point is holding for a rejection right now, for resistance. All right, that's not a good candle. Let's see if the 9 holds. Otherwise, I'm going to have to clip this if it's going to take back the whole move. Looking like a V rejection up there. Testing the bottom of that channel. Let's see if we can get the bounce here. Otherwise, we may have a pivot point rejection and no further move to the upside on this. Ooh, that was a bad rejection. My stop, if I see a flush below the 20, I gotta stop it. All right, so it looks like the whole move is being returned right back. See if there's a bounce at the 20, otherwise time to clip. Is becoming see if they can push above the 9. Good morning, Mike. All right, so we got a reversal on this move to the upside. They can't push above the 9, then yeah, there's more downside to this. This is the bounce area for the bulls, otherwise the bears are taking control. Whoa! All right. Can you bounce here? If it goes back into range, forget it. It's over for the bulls. Trying to bounce, but bears are putting some pressure today. That's some serious selling pressure. If the bulls can't pop out of this, forget it. I'll have to clip it. Unable to push above the 9, not good. The 9 EMA is becoming resistance for the move down. And I got to figure out where I want to get out of this trade. If there's no, if they come back into this range, then I'm not taking the drawdown all the way down. They can't bounce it here, which was the breakout area, then forget it. That's a look above and fail, and trapped bulls like me nicely. All right, no bounce. And back into range. They need to hold this breakout level, otherwise bears were going to flush it all the way down to the bottom of that range. All right, looks like they trapped me lovely. I'm going to have to close it pretty soon. Full reverse. Whoa. And no bounce, huh? All right, bottom of that level. They flushed it ugly. That was a nasty candle. Let's see if that is the liquidity all the way down to the sweep all the way down to the pivot point. Nope. Wow. Wow. All right. That's it for that one. We're down. We're down big. Now let's wait. How far is she going to go? Got trapped pretty nicely today. All right, so is this the beginning of the flush that everybody's been waiting for? All right, let's try to hop on this long, see if they want to bounce this area. If this is a dead cap bounce, then it'll be pretty quick back down. And they get back into range. Doesn't look lit. Looks like the bears are in control. Bulls not able to bounce yet, huh? Peter Chan, good morning. Yeah, we got some news at 10 a.m. I may have to get out of this pretty soon. See if they can push above those moving averages. They're topping right here at 589. Being rejected at the 9. Yeah, these bulls are not showing strength at all today. Four minutes for the news. Go straight to funded. Good morning, brother. Three minutes for the news. It's an attempt to push up. Let's see, 2 minutes for the news. And they pop it and continue. Or is that just a fake out? And they continue this to the upside. Nope. Put a stop. So this morning not going well. They trapped me pretty lovely. Fell into a silly trap. Happens. See if they can push above these moving averages. if they're really going to push this up to keep the all-time high. Otherwise, we got a red day in the making. I'll get stopped out and potentially have to flip to short. $10 a.m. news in 1 minute. And they push this up. Not much going on with the news, at least not yet. Unable to push above these moving averages, the 200 SMA and the 20 SMA, the wall of China right there. Consumer confidence above forecast. So it should be positive news. But we're not getting a reaction yet. Consumer confidence comes in above expectations. Here we go, news drop above expectations, above previous. And looks like there's further downside to this. Not moving to stop. If they capture the stop, not my day. Bears wanting to punish more. They're not. Bulls are not able to push this up today. The Bears are trying to punish. Oh boy. Bears are pushing this down today. Wow. All right. Stop's about to get hit. Stopped out. All right, so today I got trapped. Nasty trap. I'm going to attempt to enter the bounce at this area. That'll be the last trade for the day. Got trapped very nicely up there. Classic trap. And bulls are not able to. So now I'm longing the 200 SMA. If we see strong push to the downside like it's looking like, if I see price action around here, I'll call it a day, and it'll be probably a $1,500, no, probably $1,700 loss. But let's see if we can capture the bounce here instead and recover a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, in for a red day. That would be my third trade and the last trade. We always say the last trade, right? There's Jesus Christ. Today's the day. All right. They are in that descending channel, right? 1 and 2. They are in this nasty channel that I got caught in trying to long. Whoops. I'm looking for the break to the upside out of that channel. If they continue in, it's going to be tough to stay in this. The Jolts opening is below expectations. All right, let's see if they can pop out of that channel for some type of move to the upside. If they respect this channel and come back down, then I'm toast today. Looks like Bears have the lead today. If they can't pop out of that channel and get above the 20 SMA, then I'm in trouble because I'm trading against the trend, and we can get a quick flush to the bottom of this channel. If they can pop out and continue, then maybe I got a little life at this trade. Here they go. They're trying to get back into that. What will kill my trade is if they come back into the channel and flush it to the bottom here. At that point, I got to call it a day. I'm not accepting that the bears have control, and that's usually my tilt indicator when I do couple too many trades against the trend and refuse to see the trend, right? So that's just my personal trigger. Take a small loss day and walk out. Walk out. Especially after getting trapped up there and not closing that trade sooner. They trapped me lovely up there. Happens. It happens. Gurav has a 12K day. Nice, brother. That's some nice trading. Bobcat FX, what's up, brother? Chris the Framer is in the house. All right, now let's see if we can get above VWAP. VWAP is the next test. You got a couple moving averages up there in the higher time frames as well. Let's see if it's an official bounce or just a retest of some of these highs for further lows. Gurav, man, nicely done, brother. 12K day is solid. Well, if they want to pop this, it ain't happening quick. And they're not squeezing out any shorts, right? Usually when you see a quick move like that and the bulls want to bounce it, they'll squeeze a lot faster. It's the only thing that worries me here is we're not seeing the squeeze, the trap shorts. So this could be a trap in terms of a bounce as well, and my position still not. See if we come up to VWAP at least. VWAP is up at what do we have? 588. They can't push above VWAP. That means they're not going to be able to reclaim 600. So we'll see. Wildflower, because they are trapping people. Yeah, I got trapped lovely on that push up. It started to build this channel, and they flushed everybody who's trying to play that channel to the upside pretty quickly. They flushed them down 650, almost, yeah, 100 points very fast. Nice trap. That was a beautiful trap by the bears. And I got caught right in it. So now let's see if there is any signs of a true bounce. Problem with this is when you see a bull trap, the squeezing is quicker. In other words, to squeeze out any shorts that entered here, you see quicker movements, but I'm not seeing that. So this could be a dead cat bounce. See if these bulls can reclaim 600. Well, good morning to everybody. Go straight to funded. You took a thrashing today, man. I'm there. I got some red too. These are 150Ks. I think I'll call my daily loss limit today around, let's call it around 1700. That's going to be my daily loss limit. If they're going to continue to flush this down, then I'm going to have to clip that trade and probably call it a day. Today, just not in sync, and I got trapped brutally trying to go after all-time highs here. And the fact that I didn't close that trade sooner tells me I'm in tilt, refusing to accept the loss sooner. So it happens. You're just not in sync with the market. You call your losses, you keep your losses low and walk out. But yeah, this is not looking like a bounce in any way. Go straight to funded. I can live the odd red day. Yeah, listen, we're all gonna have red days. The important part is calling it quits before you make it worse. Just today's one of those days, not in sync. Probably came in with some bull bias and not trading with the trend. In terms of my stop, if we flush below this area right here, I gotta call it. I got to call it. They've been unable to push above those moving averages. They're at a pivot point or trying to get above a pivot point again, and it's not working. So at this point, they may bring this all the way back down to 500, 460. And I'll be out. I'll be out. Come back tomorrow. Still not seeing the squeeze, which is not good for the longs. Yeah, this is not bounce behavior. Not liking it at all. But I'll let it play out. Like I said, if it drops below this 550 area back into this overnight range that we were playing last night, I'm going to have to cut it and call it a day. 3 red trades. They're not bouncing this. Not good. Well, not good for my position. If you're in a short, that's what you want to see. Now it's in a tight little descending channel, right? Here's your top, here's your bottom. Not looking good for longs right now. You had a 100-point move in the open, and then you get these little baby movements now. Bulls trying. They want to try to get it back up to 600, but question is, will they be able to? This could be a simple bear flag formation for further downside. But like I said, 550, 540 area, I'll have to do the right thing and clip it and call it a day. can't push above that 20. That purple line is a 20 SMA, and it's the wall of China. Right here, it cannot get above that 20. The good thing is it is flattening out a little bit, so who knows? We might get a little lucky here. Christopher, good morning, brother. Welcome to the stream. And here they go with their next leg down. Not good. No bounce yet. All right, it's time to call it a day. Whew. That's some serious selling pressure right there. And the bulls pop it at any point. Otherwise, this is a falling knife, and I am toast. Can't pop it today. They cannot pop it. They're in that descending channel, so every move up comes to test the 9 and the 20 and then gets rejected right back down. So unless we push above the 9 and the 20 SMA, bears want more. We're in this descending channel. And just like the other channel, I was looking for the breakout, right? Trying to play the breakout, didn't happen. This is the last attempt to play out of a breakout in the descending channel. At that point, I got to give up. Bears want to flush this today, and I'm out of trades. 3 trades is my max. See if they can get above those moving averages there. Yep, they've come up to the 20 SMA and Wall of China. Today they have not been able to get above the 20. They need to squeeze out of the 20 and start trapping some shorts now, but I'm just not seeing that behavior yet. The Wall of China. Well, if you're enjoying the content, today we're taking a pretty significant red day. Do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. It's part of trading. So they came up to the 20 and again rejected. Ugh. Well, no bulls today, finally. Looks like the Bears are going to have their day. Rejected right there at the 20 SMA. Christopher, yeah, man, it's part of trading. There's green days, there's red days. Today, out of sync. Came in with some bull bias and paying dearly for bull bias. They can't pop it above the 20. Crazy. They can't pop it and hold above the 20 SMA. Nope. Wall of China. That 20 SMA is a Wall of China right now. Slow, slow, slow. Which way will she go? Comes right up to the 20 and pushed back down. Today, the 20 SMA is going to be my Achilles heel. All right, first little pop above it. Can they hold above the 20 SMA? Nope. Oh, man. All right, let's see if they can hold this above the 20 and continue to push up. Pivot point is at the my second entry, 570 area, right around here. That's the pivot point. See if they can reclaim that pivot point and possibly move up. But they still got ways to go. No holds up here, at least not yet. Diego Pena, data showing bullish flow and GEX wants to move price higher, so longs might be the play here. Yeah, let's see. The problem is we're not getting any squeeze out of this area, so shorts continue to be the play. All we're seeing so far are traps for bulls. I've been caught in every single one of them this morning. Oh, man. All right, they're trying to establish some pricing above those moving averages. If they can use that to base and bounce, maybe. But definitely not a squeeze bounce that you see with a big flush to the downside. This could be just a bear flag, and there's another leg to this. Unable to push above those moving averages. Like the wall of China today, the 20 SMA. Five-minute chart. Damn, look at all those wicks. Here they go. They're trying, but you get every little push up gets sold back down. All right, they're trying to push above 570. Been struggling at 570 for some time now. Nope. All right, now they're starting to push it up there. This is the pivot point. This was the initial long. I was playing the bounce of this pivot point. So let's see if we can break through that pivot point and potentially recapture 600. But they got to hold. If they just push up and then come back down, it ain't a bounce. Josh, 550. Yeah, this area right here. If they break below 550, if they break below 520, then yeah, we have a red day. So if we can stay above here, it's not the bounce you're typically used to seeing as a squeeze, right? So this could just be bear consolidation, just trapping more longs, right? You got this potential bear flag just forming here. Unless we break out of it, longs are not in the green yet. If we break down below 550, that 540, in other words, this last wick, forget it, it's over. Bears are going to run this down. Every attempt to push up by the bulls has been pretty weak in this range. But it ain't over till it's over. It needs to come back down and test the 9 and the 20 again. Just not a bounce behavior. So we came up to that pivot point, 570, and again getting rejected. This was the initial bounce that I played initially, trying to get the pivot point bounce. Tried it again here, came back down, and now this is the last attempt, or possibly the last attempt. If they can't push above that pivot point, then it's a pivot point rejection. We're going down. Yeah, they've been unable to pop it since the initial move. This initial move to the downside, we tried once, we tried twice. Ooh, we didn't even get up there. And failure at that pivot point. If they can't pop it pretty soon, then gonna have to walk away today. Looks like that pivot point has been rejected, so they're unable to push above 570. And bears pushing this down again. They're fighting for 550. The bulls are fighting for 550. The bears want to keep it below 600. Let's see. Which way will she go? Yeah, that 20 SMA, they've been unable to push above the 20 SMA and hold. Not good. Not good for the bulls. If you're in a short, that's what you want to see. All right, another attempt to push up. They're battling that 550 area. Weak bounces. Every little pop gets sold right back down. Josh, we have entered the chop zone. Yeah, I'm in the middle of that chop zone, which is the worst part. Look at those 5-minute candles. Look at the wicks on those 5-minute candles. It's crazy. All right, here come the bears again, pushing it. They want this below 550. I think they're gonna get it. There they go. They're trying to push this below 550. Bears are looking for another leg down. I'll be out by then, but let's see. Wow. Selling pressure is building. All right, I'm going to set a stop. Otherwise, if I don't do it, I'm going to start fooling around saying it's going to bounce here, it's going to bounce there. That's my dead stop. Bears are in control, and they got me today. They got me lovely. Well, if you're enjoying the stream today, taking a red day, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I'll be back tonight, 9:15 p.m. Today, taking a bear smacking, trading against the trend. But I will call it here. That's my third trade, 3 red trades in a row, trying to counter trend this. And there we go, stopped out. How much are we down? We're about $2,000 down per account today. So that's my personal daily loss limit. I'm not pushing this any further. Just not silly mistakes today. Silly mistakes coming in with a bull bias, and you pay for it. So I'll be back tonight. I'll watch for a little bit longer. Let's see how far they probably want 500 at this point. MP, red day for me as well. Pullback anticipation trade got me. Yeah, it's for me, it's realizing that I can go into tilt pretty easily right now, trying to revenge trade this. So these are 150K accounts. 2,000 is probably the little more than I wanted to. 15 to 1,700 is usually what I try to keep my personal daily loss limit at. 3 trades though, so got to be aware that I'm trying to trade against the trend, and if I continue, I'll lose even more. Lemonhead, no trades today. Smart man. Although anybody who shorted this or is shorting it is nicely in the green. That other JC is up 371. Nicely done, brother. All right, 500. This is the, if the bears are going to have a major red day, they're going to flush here hard. If this is now finally the bounce area, you got the pivot point at 500. You got the 200 SMA on the 15-minute right there. I just can't. I can't take another trade. As much as I want to play the long there for the bounce, I gotta accept it. Now, if this is the beginning of bears taking over, bulls have been in control for 2-3 weeks, well, we got more downsides coming, so gotta look at it that way. MP, negative 600. Go straight to funded. Yeah, this was the bounce that we played last night, right? That was the bounce area from last night. Isn't that the trade? Yep, right here. This was the trade that I took last night. I'm out of trades though. Three. I gotta stick to the rules. Three trades in the red. Being silly. Honestly, the first trade held it way too long, way too much drawdown. So because of that, I'm going to punish myself and no more trades. That's why I want to stay on, because if I turn it off, you know, the revenge trading kicks in. So I'm going to stay on and stick to the plan. No more trades. Although that 500 area does look like the bounce area. It's going to be even more frustrating if I got stopped out. It was just a little flush, and now we see the bounce. But that's how NQ works. Nick, go on one more. One more can become a $3,000 loss. Let's keep it at $2,000 for today. $2,000 is good. That's why I want to stay on, so I don't take any more trades. Diego Pena. Nick, you know you want to. Oh, 100% I want to. But that's where you blow accounts. Not in the mood to blow accounts today. $2,000, little over my daily loss limit as it is. Usually I want to keep it at 1,500, 1,700 in terms of a loss. I gave it $200 extra, so that's more money I got to make up now. MP, yes, I got it on yesterday morning. I got the approval. I submitted on Friday, and I got the approval yesterday. So usually that's about 2-3 days for deposit. So that's five accounts, $2,000 each. Finally, June I did not get a payout. July finally got a payout with Apex. Peter Chan, yeah, that's why I'm not trading it. As much as I want to go in with 3 contracts right there and take that bounce, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to go say hi to the kids and I'll be right back, guys. Get smoke it up. All right, we're back. Ooh, good. See? That's where you revenge trade and you put in 2-3 contracts hoping for the bounce. See, it's not happening. So I'm sticking to the guns. Not taking any more trades. At least that's what I say. If I stay on, there's a good chance I won't. But yeah, I got to be honest. It'll be disappointing if the bounce happens there. Well, not disappointing. That was the bounce from last night's session. That was the Asia low. Oh, God damn it. How much am I down? $2,000. No, I can't. I can't. I'm going to have to watch. Watch for being impatient. Because all I had to do was wait for a stronger level for the bounce. So now I punish myself. No more trades. So yeah, good morning to everyone. If you're just tuning in today, $2,000 down per account. Not pretty. But was it necessary? No. My first trade caught me with bull bias and took a pretty bad drawdown on that one, and then continued with bull bias all three trades and pain. Jay Zaw, we feel you, bro. I am down too. Yeah, listen, if you came in with bull bias today, you got punished. If you were a bear and you or even if you were a bull and you adjusted quickly and shorted it, then you got some nice green. It's part of how this goes. Today I did push my daily loss limit a little more. Usually I want to keep it at 1,500, 1,700 so I don't blow accounts or anything like that. This trade right here going for new all-time highs is what got me. Came in with a bull bias. We were in this ascending channel similar to yesterday. Got overconfident on this tight channel. We're used to seeing those little tight channels just grind up. Today was not the grind up. We fell immediately into a descending channel, and in hindsight, should have clipped this one a lot sooner. And you see me do that mistake over and over again. You see me, okay, looking for the bounce here. All right, we're going to go to the next level, looking for the bounce here. All right, we're going to go to the next level, looking for the bounce here. That's one of my common mistakes, is pushing levels on a trade. And today got punished pretty bad. But I'm going to stay on so that I don't do anything crazy. This is my way of locking myself out of trades. Then we'll go into lunch. By then it's so slow. All right, testing the bottom. That's the bounce area from last night. It's testing that level again. If we flush below 520, bears are going to take over. They're going to have their day. And so far, we haven't seen any significant bounce from the bulls. I'm done with Apex. Denial after denial. Yeah, I did get denied. If you guys remember, I took I was in a trade, and the Canada tariff news dropped, and I took a lot of drawdown on one trade. So I got denied on that payout. That was 2 weeks ago. I got denied on that payout, but usually you just have to trade another 8 days, keep it clean, and then you'll be fine. And like I said, I got the approval on yesterday morning. So finally, after no payouts in June, I was on a roll January through May in terms of payouts. June, mid-May, I blew all my accounts. Mid-May, I had a blowout. I blew over 20, I think it was like 20 or 22 funded accounts across multiple props. So no payouts in June, and then finally July 29th, almost the entire month of July without a payout. Finally got a payout. So I'm going to start rebuilding some more straight to funded Tradeify is probably waiting for the deposit. In other words, this year I'm challenging myself. I can't buy accounts unless I get a payout. So Tradeify, I'm adding some straight to funded accounts from Tradeify. Prop Chop, I do want to try out. Take profit trader accounts are close to payout, but now I pushed them down $2,000. Well, I should say they were close to payout. Now I pushed those down to $2,000. So we'll see. We'll see how take profit trader accounts do from here on. But I am adding some straight to funded Tradeify and TickTick. Yeah, they want further downside, so I'm glad I didn't go into that revenge long. I would have gotten trapped again. Yeah, my mind is bull bias and clearly not in sync. Wow, they're flushing this. Flushing this hard today. Die. Take profit trader is awesome. No consistency. As long as you are over the buffer, it's money. Yeah. I'm actually not taking payouts with take profit trader. I'm pushing my balances up a little bit so I can have a nice personal buffer on it. But yeah, today I messed that up a little bit. All right, let's see what these bulls do at this pivot point. If they're going to flush another pivot point, then there's more downside to this for sure. Timothy, NQ is still up over 20. All right, here they go. They're in this descending channel now, and not looking pretty. Not looking pretty for bulls. Well, it's slowed down, but they're still pushing. Be interesting if they bring this all the way back to 440. Well, good morning to everyone. If you're just tuning in, you're witnessing a red day, down 2K per account today. You're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Be back tonight, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. This Friday, I will not be trading as much as I want to trade NFP. I'm going to be traveling to Sedona, so no trades for me on Friday. Enjoy the weekend. But I will be back tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. and tonight, 9:15 p.m. Timothy, if ES breaks below 6,400, we might be at the beginning stage of a long overdue pullback. I do agree with you. 620, 520 was the level here for NQ. If we break below 520, then we got a stronger pullback in the making. I mean, we've been, what, 2-3 weeks just up, 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 up. Technically, we're just at the bottom of that 4-hour channel, so this could be the bounce area, but I was silly today, and I'm not going to take any more trades. Die, do you always copy trade? I've learned my lesson blowing 10 funded accounts all at once. Now I rotate. Takes longer, but not all my eggs in one basket. Die, that's a good observation. That's a good comment, actually. Here's the way I look at it. So for instance, I talked about blowing all my accounts in mid-May, I think it was. So I had over, I want to say about 25 funded accounts with different props. I've tried rotating accounts in the past. Trading 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and just going through all 20, 25 accounts. It just put me in a situation where I had to take multiple trades every day. In other words, if I took 3 trades so far, let's say the first 2 trades, first group of accounts are in the red, then let's say I just have to take way more trades to be able to go through all those accounts. And I ended up being significantly more into red versus rotating. So for me, I'm fully aware that a tilt day means I'll blow all the accounts, but it works better for me. It works better for me in the sense of I can take a couple trades right or wrong, but be done for the day. I don't like to be stuck trading till 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern. It's just never been my style. I'd like to be done within the first hour, win, lose, or draw. Today is a loss day. But for me, like I said, it works better to trade them all at once. I've tried rotating. I did rotating for a couple months. I'm stuck here till the rest of the day, trading, versus trying to capture the right move and be done with all of them. Today, you're right. You take a big loss on all your accounts, but it's a decision. In other words, it's my personal strategy, how I trade it. Do I think rotating accounts is probably safer? Absolutely. You probably blow a few accounts and save the rest and keep going. This style, although it looks painful today with a 2K loss across all accounts, it also is setting me up for, I want to be able to trade a live account. In other words, I have my personal live account. I don't trade it much. I trade it differently, but I want to get in the habit of making my live account the trading for me. It's probably going to take a year. So if I'm going to trade a live account, I want to make sure I'm taking very few trades throughout the day. So I'm trying to train myself to get in the habit of 1, 2, 3 trades, win, lose, or draw, and call it a day. The longer you stay in the market, the more exposed you are. And that eats up a lot of mental capital that I'm just not willing to give the market. I'd like to be done within the first hour, win, lose, or draw. With multiple accounts, you're stuck trading all day. You can't do that. As much as I like trading, I just can't. I don't have the mental capital to just be in and out of trades, trying to copy trade it across multiple accounts. So that's my style. That's what works for me. Yes, like I mentioned, May, I blew all the accounts, and they all happened at once at the same time. That was a tilt day. But like I said, I'm okay with that approach. Just means I have to be stricter on personal daily loss limits. Now, if I have 2-3 days of a personal daily loss limit, yeah, I'm potentially going to blow the account. TechFacts Global, please explain 150K eval account consistency rule. Do they count only the 300 plus days for the eval? I'm assuming you're talking about Apex. Apex on the eval has no rules. Again, Apex on evals has no rules other than max loss limit. There is no consistency rule on an eval with Apex. Oh, day traders. I forgot the rule with day traders, but please explain 150K eval account consistency rule. Hold on for a second. I have my little cheat sheet, but it's not in front of me. Because when I copy trade, I use Apex rules for all of them. Because I'm copy trade. In other words, if I'm in a trade, I can't say, oh, this one's at 50%, this one's at 20%, this one's at 30%. I just use Apex as the standard for all of them. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, here's my little cheat sheet with all the props that I use. It basically has, I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, you get the idea. It's a little cheat sheet. So, day traders. You just have to trade for the minimum of days and you're good. And keep within the consistency rule. Apex, that's why I like Apex, no consistency rule. With the evals, at least. Wow, we're continuing to flush, aren't we? Not making it easy today. Timothy, this could be huge. If ES breaks 6409 and even huger if it breaks 6400, finally volatility. Yeah, I agree. I think NQ is pretty close. I mean, it's already dropped below this 520 area. So I think there's a bigger move to the downside. Again, I'm done with trading for the day. I'm keeping it at 3 red trades today, trying to counter trend. Trying to trade against the trend and plain dealing. But back to the day traders question. The evals, what is it? Eval is 50% consistency, and then you have the minimum per day. That's pretty much it. TechFacts Global, yeah. Today, I don't know about longin. This morning, I would have said the different. Don't short this. Bulls are in control. We're at all-time highs, and clearly the bias clearly got punished for a bias. Today is clearly a short day. But if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Today, taking a pretty brutal loss. About 2K down per account. 3 trades, 3 red trades, and that's it. Walking out. That's why I'm purposely staying on, so that I don't try to long this with some leverage with a revenge trade. Bears are continuing to push this. Slowly, but they're pushing it. Tech facts. Sure. What if I make $200 profit on the day trader's eval? Will it still be counted towards profit target? I don't see why not. What account do you get? What account level do you have? Account size? I trade the 150K, so I'm not sure on the 50Ks. $150K. 150K, I believe the day is a minimum of $300, right? Plus the 50% consistency rule. As long as you meet those two for the eval stage, you're fine. Oh boy. All these little hints at a bounce and no bounce. Yeah, so you never lose your profit in the eval stage, tech facts. Let's say you only made $200. It still counts towards your profit. It just doesn't count as a profit day, that's all. So that day is a scratch. You added $200 to your balance, but you just don't have, let's say you're at, I don't know, 5 days and you're trying to get another, it wouldn't count as day number 6 in profit, but the profit still counts. They don't take away your profit. Hopefully that explains it. Because they don't need to be consecutive days. And what is day traders? 4 days or something like that. As long as those 4 days, whether they're consecutive or not, you need to hit 4 days over 300. That's all it is. But your profit stays. If you have 4 days of $100, you still have $400 in profit. You just don't have 4 days of profitable days above 300. That's all. All right, guys, staying on again to keep myself from trading. But we potentially have some serious downside coming. They broke below 500. Bears are going to have their day, and I'm letting it go. I've now hit 3 trades. 3 trades that cost me 2K. I'm done. Jump in. It's put city. Yeah, the problem is I'm still biased. I'm still bull biased. I'm trying to find an area to long this. So I'm just not in sync with the market today. It's one of those days where your tilt, if you don't walk out, those are the days today is a day, at least for me, based on how I've traded today. Today is one of those days where if I continue, I'm going to start chasing profit and potential blowing up of accounts. Now we've broken 500. Based on this movement, I'm not trying to long this anymore. They got plenty of room to the downside here if they're going to flush it all the way down to 440. Who knows? We may see that famous number 405 again. TechFax Global, you can sell now. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm done. Is it a short? For sure. But I've reached my max. 3 trades. Now I got to pay and watch this thing flush. They're playing that channel to the T. Brutal. Brutal for anybody trying to long this. Perfect if you're short. If you're shorting this, you are in some serious green today. Keeps pushing. 440 is the next stop. 440, 430 area. If they don't bounce there, wow. Bears are going to finally have their day. Was a deceiving bears taking the stairs down versus the elevator, and it deceives you into trying to long it. Bears stair stepping it down and trapping longs. But if you caught a nice entry on a short and still riding it, you got some serious green. About to hit previous day low. Yeah, I mean, if there's a V recovery, you're looking at 430 as a possibility. If it flushes again below 430, I don't know where this is going to stop. Look at that. Just keeps pushing. 30 points. That was a 30-point drop in about 4 or 5 minutes. Glad I stayed out, because I would have tried to long this. That's how bad my bias is today. All right, it's going for previous day low. That's that 430 area. There's no bounce there, then forget it. Well, if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, smash that like. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like. Today, Smash that subscribe. Today, taking a pretty bad loss. 2K down across all accounts. And out of trades. Three red trades in a row. That's my personal rule. But I'm staying on for a little bit. Timothy, this drop is as bizarre. Yeah, man, you're not seeing. So typically bears will take the elevator down, right? You're seeing sharp movements, quick movements to the downside. They're stair-stepping it, which, at least for me, it triggers longs, and they're trapping. They're trapping those longs. Any long that thinks it's fading out because it's stair-stepping, you're getting flushed down 20, 30 points pretty quickly. There we go. Another attempt to bounce this and flushed right back down. So it's a deceiving stair-stepping. You rarely see the bear stair-step down, and I got caught into that pretty bad. But nonetheless, it's playing a channel, right? There's nothing special to it. It's playing a channel to the T. Ever since we got into the initial bear flag, right? We flushed down into this consolidation zone and the bear flag. It's been playing that down descending channel to the T. It's just, if you refuse to believe the channel, then and you're trying to long it at the top, you're paying. And I'm glad I stopped trading because I would have tried to long this a couple times. That's how bad my bias is today. That 440 is the, we just hit previous day low. Oh man, it's so tempting to try to bounce this. I can't. As juicy as the bounce looks here, 3 trades done. But 440 is the test of yesterday's low, and you got some support down there for a nice bounce. The 25-point bounce on that candle, right? 454 to 480. That other JC, I don't think it bounces until Nvidia stops dumping. I wasn't even watching Nvidia today, so there you go. All right, let's see what it does at the top of that channel. So tempting, but no, I'm walking out. Walking out for the day. It's 40, close to a 40-point bounce there on two 1-minute candles. If it flushes them back down in that channel, bears are doing it dirty, dirty. Sonny, where is the bottom? I don't know, man. I gave up. Let's see what they do here. If the bears flush it down again into that channel, ooh, they're playing dirty. That is bull trap after bull trap. Sorry, bear trap. Trapping bulls. And they're playing that channel. They're flushing it right back down. Wow. It's dirty. Yeah. Best thing to do is keep hands in pocket, can't short at the bottom, and bounces look scary. 100%, brother. I wish I had realized that one trade ago. One trade ago, I would have taken so much heat. But took three trades in the red, and got trapped like a silly bull today. And there they go. They're flushing that pop right back down. Nasty. Well, I guess we learned that bears can grind it down too. They don't always take the elevator down. That's when price action is very deceiving for longs. They've been riding that channel, and if you think you can outsmart the channel, you're going to lose trying to long it. So far, no bounce with a squeeze. In other words, they're not trying to squeeze shorts out either. So this has more continuation. Usually you see quick squeeze trapping any shorts at the bottom. We're not seeing squeeze behavior. We haven't seen squeeze behavior at all yet. All right, I'm gonna call it pretty soon. Like I said, I'm staying on to make sure I don't take any more trades. But at this point, it's time to get out of the house, and come back later tonight and tomorrow morning. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I know you got a lot of talented traders to watch in the morning, and today you saw me take a pretty bad loss, about $200 above my daily loss limit. I usually try to keep my daily loss limit around 1,500, 1,700. And we pushed it. We pushed the extreme today, trying to long this. Bears are clearly in control, and my style of trading is mainly contrarian, counter trend, or reversals. We're just not getting reversals today. So if I try to trade, it's just a sign that I'm going to lose more based on how I trade. Just today's market, the price action doesn't align with how I'm used to trading. And if it's one of those things, I can try to take another trade and then fall into tilt and potentially blow account. So it's time to go out, get some air, touch some grass, yes sir, and call it. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow as well, 9:15 a.m. MP. Bears got some of us very good today. Probably many blown accounts through probably firms. Apex might extend 90%. What do you think? Yeah, 90% for sure. And typically for any new traders out there watching this loss, This is what typically happens when the market changes direction or pattern, right? We were so used to bulls, 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 and you get in a habit, you're having some nice green, you have some nice green couple days in a row, the market shifts, you're still stuck in that loop, and that's when you have your biggest loss days. Your biggest loss days are rarely when market conditions are continuing your win days, right? Your biggest loss days are market direction or market shift in terms of movement. Market movement shifting. Today it shifted pretty quickly, right? If you were watching from the beginning, I was bull biased, saw the pivot point and refused to close even with a little bit of drawdown. Why? Because I was still stuck in that loop of the last couple of weeks. Bulls are going to bounce it. Bulls are going to bounce it. They're not giving it up. And in your mind, you don't get out of that loop. This is clearly one of those days where you take a higher loss because the market price action shifted. So it's better if you're taking a loss on those type of days, it's better to just walk out, let your mind reset, come back tomorrow. If we're going to continue in some down, then now it's time to switch. Maybe the bears are going to pick it up from here for a couple days. Who knows? But look at that channel. If you had tried to, if you thought this was your bounce and you added leverage to the first candle, you're like, okay, we're bouncing 440, and you add leverage trying to recover some of your losses, look what just happened. You're in a bigger loss. This is why I'm reluctant to trade it, because I know my style. I love reversals. We're not getting strong reversals today. This is where you go into tilt and start adding leverage, revenge trading it. Sure, you can win, maybe catch a short and recover, but it's risky trading, especially for me. So that's it. Anyways, have a great one. Hopefully you guys are into green. If you're into red, walk out. Live to trade another day. See you all. Laters.